Welcome to the Doodads podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Mark.
I'm Jeff.
Tom.
And guys, if you don't know, we are a podcast that used to be called the Dad Challenge Podcast, and then I ported that over to YouTube and stole it for myself. And now we're here in a brand new audio podcast called Doodads, and I am so excited because this is the podcast where we talk about things like...
Where the heck have we been for 3 years? That's the question I have. I don't even know if I can know how to do this anymore.
Like Black Swan events?
I don't want to talk about Black Swan events. None of you
No
guys know
idea
what
what
I'm
that
talking.
is.
I'm going to tell you.
Me neither.
Maybe some sports.
I think
things
sports
that are going on.
Absolutely, sports is a big deal. Also, we're going to talk. Does anybody else get bare-assed and try to fart in a hardwood floor? No,
Not
yeah, me
today.
either. I don't either do that either. So that's.
I'd give it a go.
So that's what we're going to
Try
do.
anything once, eh?
So today we're going to talk about where we were, what we did, where we're going, and where this podcast journey wants to take us. We're really excited about it. Talk about things going on in the world, like Black Swan events. You guys don't know what it is. It's basically somebody is saying that it's going to be a world-changing event. That's what's going to happen, and we're going to talk about, think about what it's going to be. Also, what we usually do, like the old podcast, we kick it off with Dad Joke of the Week. And Mark, I think that's you.
Yeah, that's me. Good one here. Okay, so I told my kids that I'd go for a jog every day, but then I didn't. It's a running joke. Jeff, thank you. Thank you for that.
Jeff
Running
gave you
joke.
the
Yeah.
pity laugh. Jeff, what is the, like, we cut this out of our segment from the initial podcast, but I want to bring it back just because I like it. But what are the days of the year? So whenever we release this podcast, we find out what day of the year it is.
February 16th, when you should be hearing this, somewhere around there. National Almond Day.
Mm-hmm.
So grab yourself a
Good-
nut.
good for you.
As long as you're not
Yeah.
allergic. Don't eat them if you're allergic.
Grab yourself a nut. That's what you said.
What else is there? Is there another one?
I like this one a lot, actually. Do a grouch a favor day.
That's
I like it.
biblical. I think
You-
that's
You find a grouch,
yeah.
do them a favor. You'll
That's
probably
a good
do it
day.
wrong. They'll be pissed off at you, but at least you
Tommy's a
tried.
grouch. Tommy's saying he's a grouch.
I'm a grouch most of the time.
But that's good. Any other days that we should be aware of, or is that it? That's just that's good.
You got Friday Fish Friday, which I think is fantastic.
Ooh, I love that.
Line up some
Yeah.
fish is delicious. And to go with it, I mean, coincidentally, National Tartar Sauce Day.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
that makes sense. It's
That's a match made
that
in
goes
heaven.
hand in hand.
Do we all do tartar sauce?
I do.
I love good
absolutely.
tartar sauce.
Always.
Okay, but if I
Okay,
but like I only do tartar sauce on like fish and chips. But when it comes to like shrimps, it's that what's that cocktail sauce? I only use
cocktail sauce. Yeah,
It's
not tartar sauce.
ketchup and horseradish.
Yeah.
I literally use shrimp as a vessel for as much cocktail sauce as I can fit in my gob. I love cocktail sauce. It's my favorite thing in the world. Because
Tartar's way better. What if you had like
taking-
a po' boy sandwich with like fried shrimp though?
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, you'd put tartar sauce on that.
No, you tartar
of course
sauce
you
on that
would.
one, of course. Yeah. I'm taking wifey to the Keg on Valentine's Day because we haven't been out on a date in a while, and they have bacon wrapped scallops, and I'm gonna order like 40 of them, and they have the good cocktails. So that's the best. It's probably gonna cost me $200 just for the scallops. I don't even care. So if you guys don't know, we're all split up. Mark and I are out in Ottawa. Jeff's down in an area that I used to live in. Tom, you're out west. Everybody is
Western
scattered.
Canada.
And how's it out there?
It's wonderful, man. I love
Like,
it.
it's cold.
Like
Cold as a witch's tit out there, though.
it's not right now.
No?
It looks
But
really white.
I get to drive towards the mountains every day.
Okay.
That makes up for any cold.
What took you
So-
out there?
Yeah.
Work, man.
Yeah.
Work.
Tom
job
does.
offer.
Tom,
yeah.
Are we allowed to say what you do? Money things? You do money
Sure.
things, right? We say that?
Yeah, sure. Money
Tom does
things.
money
That's
things.
good.
Pondering. Perfect.
Yeah. That.
Gus is here to say hi.
Oh,
Okay,
Gus, I
so
haven't seen Gus in forever.
I know, looking. You know why we got
scruffy.
Gus? Because Jeff's dog is a sheepadoodle.
Yeah.
So we got is he a full sheep dog though, or
No,
sheepadoodle?
sheepadoodle.
Yeah, and we got a sheepadoodle just because.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
him and
'Cause he's
Ed were
awesome.
running around like best friends. Gus needs a haircut. I'll tell you that much.
That's good.
All right. So Tom, let's get into like the most obviously thing that just went down. What just went down?
Super Bowl.
It was
The Swifty Bowl.
the Swift Bowl.
The Swifty Bowl.
Hey,
Swift.
hands up!
That
Anybody
wasn't
here's a Swifty? Who's a Swifty here?
Nobody.
No, I hope not.
You are?
Mark, you're not Swift.
No.
Okay, I am by
Josh
default your
is.
daughter.
Oh, listen, I had a birthday party last weekend,
Yeah.
and so I had a clipboard, and I said, all right, girls, for 10-year-olds, okay? I'm like, I'm going to DJ the party. I'm going to give you the clipboard. Everybody put the songs you want to play. 15 Taylor Swift songs in a row. Like,
I'm like me now.
This is what's happening. I'm DJing my kids dance on right after Valentine's Day, and Everly's like, "Here, I'm making you a list of songs." It's Taylor Swift. They just, and you know what? I have to be a Swiftie by default because when I was in a band, as you guys know this, I was in a band for 10 years and we toured, and the biggest song we ever did was "Love Story" by Taylor Swift. It got us the most recognition. It launched the party. It was the biggest song we did, and we turned it into a metal song, right? I'll play it here. I'll play a little snippet of it.
That's sick.
I like old Taylor Swift. I think all of her new stuff is garbage. And I know people are going to hate me for I'll probably get murdered for saying that. You can't. Here's the thing. Swifties are the craziest people, not just fan base, people on earth. If you go on Twitter, X, whatever, and you just say anything negative about like her jet usage, like they'll come for you. They come guns blazing.
Pretty bad, her jet usage?
Yes. So apparently she's like one of the top 3 or top 5 celebrities for jet usage because she's dating Travis Kelce, who, congratulations, won the Super Bowl. She would fly from her concerts to him for these games, and then apparently there's been flights where I don't know if it's confirmed if she's on the flight, but because this guy tracks it on Twitter, and she's suing her. She sent him a cease and desist letter not to do it, and she's flying like 13 minutes. She's putting like hundreds of tons of carbon into the atmosphere, and then her team's like, well, she bought double the credits to offset the carbon, but we all know that buying credits definitely takes carbon out of the atmosphere. Like we know that.
It does,
so
right?
it absolutely works that way. So that's just
Buying
a rich people's way of being like I bought some credits. Credits aren't gonna do anything. Wow. You can plant a million trees and she'll be dead and long gone before it ever has any effect on the carbon she put in the atmosphere. Not like we care anyway, but you know what I'm saying.
So she won the Super Bowl.
She won.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, she won.
very surprised.
I did. I watched it. It was good.
And we all knew she was going to win.
Yeah.
Right? We knew it's
WWE.
story, it's fixed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I took a nap during the halftime show.
We weren't gonna do tinfoil hat, but let's do tinfoil hat. Tinfoil hat. Is the Super Bowl fixed?
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
I think so.
But okay, so I'll be the guy who's the detractor here.
Yeah.
How could you possibly fix a Super Bowl when there's athletes trying to get their thing, and they're like, how do you like? There was no really crazy calls that were made that were really
little
like
call here, a little call there.
Okay,
let this one go, let that one go. You know,
Okay.
and like think about the numbers. It's come out that she's made the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs $332 million. Of course, they want them to win, and they want her to be there.
it was the fairy tale win. It was the fairy tale ending.
I feel like the play call with 4 seconds left when they were in the red.
Oh, that was brutal.
Like they go for the field goal. You've got 4 seconds and a timeout. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So this is a thing that people honestly think that it's rigged.
And you know, the 49ers have the best running back in the league, and they had a 3rd and 4, and they tried to pass the ball when they have the best running back in the league. Like, come on.
Okay.
Why the OT? Why the OT?
Oh, I'll say this is an easy one. It just adds drama to it.
Just adding the drama. Eh?
Yeah.
Because
And then she comes down to the field, and they kiss, and the cameras are on. Like,
Oh, that was hot. That
make
was
me
hot.
puke.
so here's my thing. I'm so sick of seeing it, but at the same time, but the Super Bowl overall, let's say it wasn't rigged. It was definitely a good game though, because it ended like in dramatics.
Yeah, it was definitely for sure.
That was an
Lots
exciting
of
game,
dramatics, lots of viewership. That's great.
Do you guys all follow the whole season?
No,
Yes,
I only watched
I
the
do.
Super Bowl.
I do.
Sean
You
does.
do,
Yeah.
yeah, Tom.
You
Mark?
do?
I do. Yes.
Mark does.
Yeah. See, I don't. So for me, it was just kind of like, this is an exciting game.
Yeah, I only watched Super Bowl, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan, so we didn't want Kansas City to win, but whatever.
I think a lot of people wanted the 49ers. People who don't watch football, who just watch Super Bowl, were rooting for the 49ers literally because of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
they
for
were the
sure.
underdog. I always root for the underdog if I don't have a what do you call it, a dog in the hunt or whatever you call it. I always root for the underdog because I'm like, okay, that's who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy's such like a genuine great guy, like the 49ers quarterback. So
He's
So
just
and
he's
Mahomes,
good.
Mahomes not the best quarterback ever. He just won because Taylor Swift was there.
No, he's in the conversation. I'd say he's getting there.
Yeah. Jeff,
Apparently
are you
he's
kidding
like-
me?
he's amazing.
He's a legend already.
I like him a lot. He's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, he's in the GOAT conversation for sure.
Yeah.
And also Blake Lively was there, and she's just I love
Huh,
Blake Lively. She's lovely. She's very pretty.
You got
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds
Reynolds. You got a
is
little
lucky
dreamy there for a second.
Well, because
Josh.
I'm looking at Wrexham, right? And Wrexham is like the show. If you guys haven't seen it, it's like, okay, it's amazing. Jeff, if you haven't seen Wrexham, you have to go watch it. Mark,
I'm gonna go watch it right now.
It's Ryan Reynolds and what's
Sure
his
you
face? What's the other guy's name? Who's the other guy? Ryan Reynolds and
Rob McElhenney.
Rob McElhenney buy a team in the.
No, I watched that already.
Oh, you did watch?
made me
Okay, yeah.
watch it.
I made Mark watch it. They buy a team and they're like, we're taking it to the, and they did. It was like it was amazing. And I'm
So
going
what? It's
to
a
Wrexham.
reality show.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
buy a team that's in the lowest tier of the league.
Yeah.
for like $10 million or something like that. It was really cheap. And they're like, we're gonna see if we
cheap.
can take this to the next tier, because how soccer works in the US or in the UK is the lowest
It's like a
tier.
pyramid.
Yeah, it's they play each other, and then whoever
Yeah, I
wins
watched
that
Ted
tier
Lasso, I get
advances.
it.
Yeah, it's same thing, exact same thing.
Yeah.
So Ted Lasso's so good, but and they did the first season they didn't, but this season they did. They won and took it up to the next tier, and like they're the most popular soccer team, even though they're like one of the lowest tiers playing right now
Oh, wow, that's
because
cool.
of what Ryan Reynolds and McElhenney did.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
so funny and it's so endearing. The show is so good, but I don't know where we're going from. Oh yeah, his wife was there at the Super Bowl. That's how that was segued.
Yeah, halftime show.
Halftime show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm an Usher fan, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
eh.
didn't think it was great. Yeah.
I liked his
The
gloves.
best.
His
He did the
gloves
Michael
or
Jackson
glove.
glove.
TSN Turning Point 2 when he took his shirt off. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
okay. I was watching with Everly.
Why?
Everly and I are watching. It's the first Super Bowl she's ever seen. Guy takes his shirt off. I'm like, this. I'm sitting
There's
in this room with
always
my
somebody
daughter.
taking their clothes off
Yeah.
at the
Oh my
Super
God.
Bowl halftime
And
show.
I also don't get like Alicia Keys. Like
I'll give you the I love Alicia
married lady.
Keys. I get it, but her teeth are so good.
Oh, really?
She has really nice teeth.
I thought it
and
picked
can
up
sing.
too when she showed up.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
it
she
started
did a
getting
good.
better.
That piano was really cool.
Yeah.
And then you got what's his name, Lil Jon. Yeah, coming in doing the. There's a couple big hits.
Ludacris, yeah.
Yeah, Ludacris. So it ended great, but it was okay, and it's not even in the top 20 of halftime shows.
No, not even close.
Best halftime show that you've seen.
I honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Mark Murphy falls asleep.
No,
during
I
halftime show.
actually do sleep every halftime show.
It's Bruno Mars.
I thought
for
the
me.
Bruno Mars one was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bruno Mars.
Oh,
Best
you
one I've
seen
ever
the
seen. Yeah, like his band was unbelievable. Like Bruno Mars is a through and through one of the best entertainers I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
But I got to give it to Usher. There was no lip syncing. He sang that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, and he was giving it because
How do you know? How do you actually know that?
Oh, you can just tell. You can
Yeah.
tell because it wasn't perfect.
Yeah, I think so.
But you got
too.
like Katy Perry doing it, and it's completely like auto-tuned. Some people their mics aren't even plugged in. It's like
I thought that thing was cool when he was in the middle of the stage and they went up and it was the clock.
oh yeah,
And
it
it was
cool.
7 o'clock and the lights changed.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Mark's sleeping during
I
the
was out.
See, this is Mark, okay? Let me tell you guys about Mark, okay? Mark and I, whenever we do something like we're building something or we're having a day, like I'm at his house for whatever reason. Like I used to have to drive here and I'd stay overnight at Mark's house or the tree house, right? And I'd put a movie on and you look over at Mark, like no, like not 10 seconds. Like we're out at the fire, just I'm playing guitar or whatever, we're doing a live, look over at Mark, like, and it's this noise he makes, right? All time.
My
This guy
wife
can
loves
sleep.
it, by the
He
way.
can sleep on
That's
him.
sleep
Like,
apnea.
you can just sleep. You can just sleep like instantly. And he's like wakes up. Oh, okay, buddy.
Yeah,
All right, see
I
you
always,
later, bro.
I always said it was like those dolls that the kids have. You lay them down, their eyes closed. That's me.
That's you.
That's Mark.
Yeah.
So that Mark has this gift, like he can sleep anywhere.
A little maybe heavier subject, let's say.
Yeah.
Big time allegations, Hockey Canada. Us being in Canada, might as well talk some Hockey
Okay,
Canada.
well, before we get to the heavy subject, can I just interject one sports thing?
Of
which
course.
just happened because most of us are Leafs fans, I think. Jeff, you're Leafs?
Oh, the slap shot.
You're not a Leafs fan, Jeff? What are you?
My dad
Really?
always rooted for the Habs, so I root for the Habs.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Well,
You talking
all
about the
that
slap
much.
shot?
Yeah, okay,
Riley
so-
was pissed.
So there's this thing that happened in the set because Leafs Sens is one of the. It's like the Ontario
Battle of Ontario.
Battle of Ontario,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Whenever you come to an Ottawa game up in Ottawa, it's full of Leafs fans because it's cheap to get tickets because Sens can't sell out and ever, right? Sens just they don't, and it's a battle and like so they're at the game and the Sens are winning. They get an open net. The guy takes it down and apparently you're not supposed to do this. Is slap shot it as to say F you to the fans of the Leafs fans. That's what he did, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it because he was
And
all
the team.
fired up.
He's all fired up.
It was just fun, man.
So
Yeah.
who's the guy who came over and cross-checked him?
Morgan Riley.
Morgan Riley comes over and cross-checks the guy across the face.
Never
it
been
was-
suspended
yeah, it
before
was
in his
bad.
life.
Yeah.
He's never been
What do
suspended
you get?
before.
What do you got?
I don't know. I didn't follow it.
He has an in-person hearing, so that means it's like 6 games or more.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love how Tom knows so much.
He
about
lost his bananas 100%.
Maybe a little bit of an overreaction.
But can I
A
suggest
lot of bit of an overreaction. Yeah, like drop the gloves, but don't like cross-check a guy in the face.
Anyway, Tom, get into the heavy stuff.
Yeah. So we got some big allegations coming out here. 2018 World Junior Team, so under 21. Some big sexual assault allegations. So 5 players, 4 of which play in the NHL.
Really?
Yes.
At 18?
No, now they play in the NHL. This was in
Okay.
2018.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
happened.
It was at
And
the
now
junior
there's
team.
charges coming out against them
Yep.
for the actions that they did at the
They
time.
all pled not guilty, right?
They all pled not guilty.
Carter Hart, Dylan Dubé, among 5 players charged with sexual assault.
Yeah.
And so they pled not guilty. But isn't the big deal that they used insurance money to pay off these victims?
Yeah, so when it first came out that this happened, I guess this girl tried to sue Hockey Canada, and they just paid her off like $3.5 million. And that's Hockey Canada money. Apparently, they have like this big slush fund that hush money for sexual assault allegations.
Because it's so rampant inside this that they have to have a slush fund that pays off these people.
Yeah, and so since this one came out, there's another one now.
Of course.
From the 2003 team,
Yeah.
which like there's some big names on that team.
Yeah.
In Halifax, kind of the same situation, less players, but there's actually video of this one. So
So is this a culture thing with running rampant inside the hockey that these guys go to parties, they are famous, quote unquote, and they get girls, and then is part of the reason that everybody gets drunk and they're all teenagers?
that's the thing. Yeah, that's exactly it. This one they bought this girl beers and stuff and got her drunk and took her back to the hotel.
So a lot of these guys who play that are in the NHL right now, would they like, are they going to jail?
It depends what comes of this case, but
Like,
They got to go to
Possible?
trial first.
it's possible. Yeah, like they're going to lose their contracts probably for sure at the minimum.
You think it'll even
And-
hit trial though? You think they'll settle it?
They're gonna try to. There's no
Well,
way. they won't.
this is criminal.
Oh, it's criminal. They can't settle it for money. So when
Yeah.
they pay this girl off $3.5 million, she can then still sue criminally, even though they paid her off civilly.
Yeah, so London police investigated it at first and then said, there's not enough evidence. And I guess now all of a sudden they're saying there is enough evidence. They reopen the case and these guys are getting charged criminally. Yeah, and it's not like if you read what happened, it's not cool.
I don't think I want to read what happened, but
No.
The sad
it
thing is
sounds
just-
like it's pervasive in this in hockey, in sports.
Yeah,
But
that's the sad thing. We've got one story here and it's getting taken care of. But how many other stories are there that aren't even being talked about right now?
Yep.
It's crazy culture.
Yeah,
thing.
that's exactly it. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy that they use insurance money. That they have insurance money for this type of thing. That's how pervasive it is. That they have to have a slush fund for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we're in Canada. Hockey's the number one sport. All these kids, young kids, get idolized.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
like
not
it's-
the only
it's
sport
totally-
that happens.
It all goes to their heads and
Yeah, they think they're like,
invincible.
yeah, exactly. Like what was that one story that came out of Chicago, Tom? That one player that there was rumors that his mom was slept with by one of the teammates. What was that, Tom?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah. But who was
yeah,
it? He
there
got,
was
he
like
got taken right off the roster for doing it,
Yeah,
right?
there was a mom's trip. Like a trip where all the moms go with the team, like and travel with them to a couple games
It's good
on the
stuff.
road. And yeah, there is rumors that one of the veteran players
Oh, okay. Veteran, older.
betted one of the rookie players' moms.
I thought they said that it didn't happen.
Said it didn't happen, but like
I'd also
the
say that if it
rumors
was-
are
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And he's
That's
not on the
hilarious.
team anymore, so
So it's
Yeah.
gotta have like, I mean,
You know?
this type of stuff is so pervasive in sports. Like it's there are so many examples of players doing crazy things who get to stay because they're like they have star power on legitimately depends on your star power what you can get away with.
Oh, 100%.
All and that's
It's
crazy.
like
That
people
should
with money
never
get
be a
away
thing.
with stuff. It's what happens.
Exactly. I just want to say this: pickleball is the best sport in the entire world. And if
Hey, are you still playing?
dude? I haven't played in 3 months because I can't play anywhere because where I live, Barhaven has a place. Okay, it's called Minto Sportsplex.
Everywhere has a place.
I know,
Yeah.
but the one where we live, Jeff, down the road, Rim
Yeah.
Park.
Yeah.
I could just show up and play. There was
Yeah.
There's 12 courts. I could just play.
You
This
can
one
find
every
a church
time.
guaranteed where you can play.
I can't where I live, and I'm not
What?
telling you where I live, but it's not enough places around here. The place that I was playing at, they shut down for the winter. So I'm considering like renting the school and playing at the school. But I'm also going to put with Mark's help this summer, I'm putting a pickleball court in my backyard because I don't care.
We already own the website.
Yeah.
Remember?
What was it?
Picklebarn.com.
Oh, Pickle Barn. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
Mark and I have been like,
Oh, yeah, we were working on
I
it.
just
So-
I just had a disastrous pickleball experience this weekend.
You play?
Yeah, I play.
Your
Who
wife
doesn't
plays.
play?
Your wife.
I don't. I've
play.
never played.
I don't play either.
You guys got to play.
That's-
Yeah. Well, I watch you. I watch you on that cruise play. You look terrible. You got beat by senior citizens,
No,
dude.
well,
They were
that's
senior
pickleball.
citizen.
That is
Senior
pickleball.
citizen game, Mark.
It is a senior.
citizen.
It's the only game in the world you get your ass kicked by an 80-year-old lady,
was
and
like-
you're like, oh, I deserve
It was like Josh and like a 26-year-old got beat by two
Yeah.
senior
and
citizens.
they were good.
Yeah.
Okay, they were really good.
I don't play a lot. We actually play at work. Like, you know, for like
Of course they do. Yeah.
you get flack for that. It's okay to work out. It's okay to be physically fit, right? We're there for 24
That's true.
hours.
That's
so-
true. That's true.
Yeah. So we actually
I
take
love
off
that.
the day. Yeah.
I love that about Jeff's work is that like
Yeah.
Jeff, congratulations. If you guys didn't know where we were, we'll get into it in the last 3 years in a second. But Jeff's a fire captain now. He's
Yeah,
a big
congrats.
dog, man.
Congrats,
He's a big
dude.
dog. So
Big
we'll get
dog.
to that in a second though, because that's coming up.
One of the guys from work, there's a new place. There's a new place around us that opened up six courts. So they're trying to become a club, right? So they had an open house. We went to the open house and then we were like, let's go to this tournament. So it's a tournament. Sign up for this thing, and so many categories to sign up for: singles, mixed doubles, double males, double females, and all different ratings. I didn't even know pickleball had ratings for your
yeah.
ability level.
It's called
So-
the Duper, DUPR.
I didn't know that, but anyways, we signed up. So 2 days prior to this tournament, we get an email that tells us our starting time. What would you think your starting time would be for a Saturday tournament?
I mean, they're
3
old people,
o'clock.
so it's like
8
noon.
p.m. That's our starting time. And we find out 2 days before. So the instructions were to show up an hour before your start time. So we get there.
Gotta
This
loosen up.
place,
Yeah.
this place is rammed. There's no place you can barely walk. There's no place to sit. Everybody's grumbling. We're like, what's going on? Some people were saying that they were an hour and a half behind. So we go up to check in, and we ask the guy when we're checking in. We say that, like, what's the deal? We hear you're an hour and a half behind. No. We fixed some things. We put marshals out there. We've got things. We're moving now. Half an hour behind. So we sit down because it's 7. We're there an hour early, like we were supposed to be. Sit down. 8:30 rolls around. Nothing. We wait till 9:30. Nothing. 9:30, we get up and go talk to them and say, hey, like the guy that I was with had to work the next day. So he says, can we just get our money back and we'll leave. It'll be one less person for you to have to worry about. There was people that started at 1:30 in the afternoon that were still playing at 11 o'clock at night.
What?
Yeah.
In the same game or in the same, like they played a bunch of games?
They bit off way more than they could chew. They had so many categories.
Okay. Yeah.
That they could and they're doing a tournament and they're playing the official scoring rules. So you get these good teams and they'll just go back and forth, loss of serve. No one wins. It takes forever. So we were there until almost 11 o'clock at night and didn't even play a game. We finally got up and just left.
Yeah, I'd be so pissed, dude.
Dude, I was
Oh.
so mad. I got home
Yeah?
and my middle guy was just laughing at me because Trish was reading him the text that I was sending him.
I'm so excited to go play pickleball. I would go on a cruise that was just meant for pickleball tournaments. You know what I mean? There are cruises that are just for pickleball tournaments.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. They have them.
They do
Pickleball
now,
tournament cruises, and I'm doing it. I'll do it.
It is
We should
unreal.
we're all doing it. Sony reaches blockbuster deal from Michael Jackson's catalog, and Mark, you can't look up. Don't look. Any guesses on how much Sony bought the catalog for?
Oh man,
Don't forget that Taylor Swift's catalog was bought by Scooter Braun for $330 million or something like that, or it's $300 or $400 million. So it's
$560 million.
Okay, Jeff, what do you think?
I was going to say $500 million. So
okay, Mark's looking at it.
I can't say because I read it.
Okay, it's 1 point. They're saying the value is totaling 1.2 billion.
holy,
That's nuts.
But I mean, think about that. Michael Jackson's probably next to the Beatles. Michael Jackson owned the Beatles catalog at one point. That's how rich he was. One of the biggest entertainers in the entire world for his lifetime. Like, there's no one that comes close to Michael Jackson. Apparently, if you talk about Super Bowl halftime shows, he had the best, arguably the best Super Bowl halftime show of all time.
When was that? What year was that?
1993. Okay, so another pop culture thing is I just had Taylor Swift's jet usage written down because I just want to really piss off Swifties. But
what's the Post Malone song just got? It's like Double Diamond or something.
Post Malone, I like Post Malone.
Yeah, but I feel like he kind of botched that America song or whatever at the Super Bowl. Didn't it seem?
I didn't even hear that. He sang there.
Yeah,
He sang before. You guys didn't see that?
Oh,
He sang,
man.
what is that? God Bless America or whatever.
Yeah, God Bless America.
Oh yeah, he's Post Malone and Sway Lee's Sunflower is the first ever double diamond single.
Yeah.
First ever.
Yeah.
So that hits 20 million units in the U.S. sold. 20 times platinum.
That's the one from the Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man movie. And it's a really great song.
Yeah.
I like Post Malone. I like his music because he's actually a musician. He can play and write. He's definitely not going to live long. My impression of him is that he even admits it on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's like, you gave me $100 million at 18 years old, and he's still to this day he's addicted to everything. He's not sober. He smokes 10 packs a day. He's not going to survive past his 30 something. But he's a great artist. I like him a lot.
He loves drugs, right?
Yeah, he drinks a lot too. I think when he performs on stage, you can tell like he's passionate, but he's also high. But he's really good. I love his music, and I hope he has a redemption arc and he goes sober and he lives really good because he's got kids and he's apparently he's just a super good in the industry. Chris or Jeff, we talk about Chris Pratt a lot. Chris Pratt is like a loved character. We love Chris Pratt.
Yes.
Post Malone is like that.
Oh, he's always doing stuff when he's out, right? Yeah, he's always giving people money and doing nice things for people, saying hi. Like, he's good for his fans, right?
That's good. If you guys have any topics, if you're listening to this podcast or this YouTube show, if you guys have any cool topics for next week, put it in the comments below because we'd love to talk about it. Like, I like blindly bringing it to these guys and letting them react to them. Mark doesn't watch anything on TV, doesn't listen. So it's always Mark's like, oh, cool. I didn't know that thing happened. It's awesome.
I find out about what's going on with Taylor Swift because my kids tell me.
Yeah.
So.
And the I was just like, I see the Taylor Swifties on Twitter like going to bat for her, and I love it because she's got a really, really diehard fan base and they're loyal. If there's anybody to stand Taylor Swift, there could be worse people to stand, right? One thing in pop culture that's really interesting right now that's going on is the emergence of artificial intelligence and these deepfakes being created. Taylor Swift is a victim of this deepfake technology where they released a bunch of pictures of her in very lewd positions, like in Kansas City colors, and like she's very upset about it and rightly so. And I hope that she can affect change in this because in the industry that I talk about on my channel a lot is obviously exploitation of children. And these kids who are famous, they are going to be susceptible to artificial intelligence deepfakes, and it's already happening. And so if she can affect change in this industry, like I hope that that's one thing she's got the star power to fix that because we all have daughters, right? And this is happening in schools, not with just famous kids. What they're doing is taking pictures of kids, Mark, who just normal posted on any Instagram or whatever. They're taking those photos and they're turning their artificial intelligence corn and they're spreading around the school. And it's like girls are committing suicide for it and they're like being blackmailed for it. So this is something that really, really, really has to stop. And this is why I will always say this. Maybe at the end I'll give more dad advice on this. Get your kids off social media. Just don't let them on there. There's just no point. No kid should be on social media because this is going to get worse. So anyway, on that dark note,
who regulates that stuff? How can you even regulate AI right now?
You could just put big laws behind it that if you break the law doing that, you're going to go to jail. Like they're going to regulate that if you are caught making that type of corn, that you're going to go to prison. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Or sued or the platforms will get sued. They're going to open it so platforms can get sued, and then platforms will take a bigger stance against it. Mm-hmm. Right? They'll regulate it with their algorithms and stuff like that. That's what I think anyway. But that's pop culture and everything else. So next topic, movies you need to. Okay, so it's been 3 years. What You only get one for the last 3 years, guys.
Oh man.
What are you saying?
Come
Is
on.
I'm sorry, but what do you think is the Mark's? I guess Barbie with his daughter. But okay, so the last 3 years, what's the movie that stood out for you?
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, that's a good one. Have you even you watched that?
That's
okay, we watched Top Gun Maverick when Mark moved in. I moved him in. I got popcorn time going for this guy. Maverick's on. Look over at Mark.
Oh yeah.
He's out
No,
cold.
no, my favorite movie I've seen is you got me to watch it just before that was The Martian.
Oh yeah, The Martian is so good. You guys have seen The Martian, right?
I've seen
Yeah,
it,
with Matt Damon.
Jeff, what about you?
I don't know what to say. Creed, maybe. I love Rocky, so
Yeah,
he
Creed
loves
2.
Rocky. What was it? Creed 2 or 3 that came out?
Creed 3. It was so
it's
good.
great.
It
Yeah,
had
it's
that
so
guy. What's his name? He's an amazing actor. He's what was his name? What's the guy that played the
Michael
bad guy?
B?
Yeah, Michael. No, not Michael B. Jordan. The guy who played the other guy. He's an incredible actor.
Was that the Drago's son one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
he
was
played
good.
in Ant-Man. He was in Ant-Man too. He's played that guy. Anyway,
Yeah,
that was a great movie. I'm
That'd be
gonna
mine.
have to say I'm gonna say Oppenheimer.
I didn't see it.
Me either.
Me neither. Me neither.
Changed my life. I left that theater changed.
You
Really?
told me I had to see it at a theater, so
have
I
to see it
didn't.
in
So I
theater.
didn't bother.
You got to see it. Like you can see it. Like you got to see it on a big screen in your
Okay.
basement, whatever. But you guys have to go see Oppenheimer. Like,
Deadpool 3 is coming out.
oh yeah. Have you seen any of the Deadpools, Mark?
Nope.
Oh, Mark.
Okay, so I'm gonna make him watch them before we go see
Yeah.
Deadpool 3. We'll go see it.
You make him
'Cause you're gonna
sleep
love
through
it.
them before.
I know he's gonna. I'm gonna give him like some
I'll have a nap
ADHD medicine.
Hey, tell them the story about when you and I took that stuff.
Okay. I'll get it. Is this like illegal? Okay,
whatever.
Jeff, you're gonna probably judge us. So I'm cheap, as you guys know, and I have no business being cheap. I just am cheap. But when I moved from Waterloo, Jeff, like that last little I got some movers, and they couldn't fit it all in. Tom came over to help too at one point. Couldn't fit it all in the damn truck, right? So I had Mark come down with his trailer, and
You had my other trailer.
I
too.
had picked up his
Yeah.
other trailer, and I had 2 trailers and a moving truck, and still couldn't get it all in. Tom, you were there the last second with Mark,
Yeah.
and so we're like, Mark and I, like, do we stay here or we just go? Because it was late. It was like 9:00, and I just gave Mark one of my ADHD medicine, and I'm like, hey, let's go, buddy.
We talked on the phone for 5 hours straight, and we were like, dreaming, like we were going to change the world. It was unreal.
We're still gonna do it. Like
Oh,
this, we
for
talked
sure.
about doodads. We talked about this.
Exactly.
And we talked for like when I take my medicine, I don't take it very often anymore. But when I take it, I get chatty. Like I cannot stop talking, and we kept us awake.
So we unloaded we got here at 3 a.m. or whatever, and we just half unloaded, and we're like, okay, no, we should try to sleep. We went and laid down for half an hour or an hour, and we're just like, all right, let's get up.
thumbs up.
We just unloaded.
And then I
everything.
had to go back for another trailer load. I kid you not, by myself with a hurt. That's after my scooter accident. So in the last 3 years, are we talking about last 3 years? Yeah, we are sort of, right? Okay, we're getting into the last 3 years. Where were we the last 3 years? So right before I left Waterloo, I got a big scooter accident. You can see on my channel. My neighbor caught it on camera. I don't remember it to this day. I have no idea what happened. No idea. Wrecked my head, my collarbone, my shoulders, my wrists, and it had a major concussion. Kathy was at the bus stop just dropping the kids off. I was on my way to pickleball on Tyson's new scooter. It's that really nice Segway going 50 kilometers an hour. And
no helmet.
No helmet, like an idiot. Put the brake. I don't know if I touched the brakes or just I don't know what happened. Flew over the handlebars, and that's the last thing I remember. I could have died. Like I literally could have died. So
That's
I was in the
crazy.
hospital for 2 days. Yeah, it was nuts. So Kathy had to come down, and apparently I asked her 100 times, "Am I okay?" Like I had to. I don't know what that called, Jeff. When people get hurt in the head, they have amnesia right away. Like they can't remember anything.
Yeah, you forget the
They keep
incident.
forgetting. You keep forgetting that, and then you keep forgetting that you keep talking.
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
that's what happened. Last 3 years, that's kind of the major thing that's happened to me. And obviously YouTube has become my career. So that's the big things that happened with me in the last 3 years, because we left off with just being regular dads. And I was working as what was I doing? Real estate stuff? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're doing some of that. The
Yeah.
video, yeah.
I still do it. I still do that. So
You were working for this machinery doing videos for this machinery.
the
company.
union.
Yeah.
I was working for a union. I actually liked that job a lot. It was really cool. Like operating engineers union. I get to go with cranes and big machinery. It was really, really cool. I really like that. Where you been, Jeff?
Well, like you said, I finally got made captain. So now I'm at a station that I really like, working with a crew that I love, and it's good.
So what's it like? Are captains like rock stars in fire departments?
No, it's not like that.
I don't believe you.
Like, no, you're part of the crew. So, I mean, I still go into fires. It's just now there's more responsibility placed on me. If something goes wrong, I take the blame, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's actually stressful. Just a week ago, I had probably my first fire where I was first in. First in truck has to basically be in charge until the district chiefs arrive, right? So yeah, it's nerve wracking. You got a fire in front of you, and you've got other trucks arriving, and you have to decide what to do with them while you're trying to watch your crew. It's a lot. So, I mean,
in the last 3 years, Jeff, we talked to you about this a lot of stuff that you've seen, but have you like ever come close to dying?
In the last 3 years?
Or any time in your career?
Probably if I said something stupid to Trish would be the closest that I came to that.
Yeah.
But but doesn't your team focus on, aren't you guys like the rock stars of like rescue and weird rescue things? Like you guys train for like the craziest rescues?
Yeah, so I used to be part of a crew that did a lot of high angle trench rescue, stuff like that. I'm no longer. When I got promoted, I got moved away from that crew. So now I still do water rescue. So water, swift water, ice water rescue, and auto extrication. So we do that training. So, yeah.
So, but you guys do, and it's because where you are, it's less fires, probably more like car accidents and stuff like that.
Tons of car accidents. Yeah. I mean, like, you know that area, the GTA, I mean, the 401, like running through there, so many highways run through that city. Right. So, yeah.
I love that Jeff's like, he like became like a captain. It's a big deal.
He's
like
the boss.
He's the boss.
100%.
All right,
he
Mark,
knows his onions.
Where you been for 3 years?
Like building houses, doing construction. This last year I took the year off and built my own house, and it was a lot.
I'd like to say it's like, holy smokes.
It was a lot of
so
fun.
Nice.
Like I did it when I was 25. I built my own house, and then I said, "Oh, I'm never going to do that again." But then you manage for so many years, and you like. I'm a licensed carpenter. I have a passion with working with my hands, and so it was just amazing I
was over there helping him put up like beams and stuff that, and it was like unbelievable the amount of like work that goes into a house. Like, and Mark, I mean, even if you really had to, you could do the electrical, plumbing, framing, cladding. You could build a house from scratch by yourself.
Absolutely, but I wouldn't choose that.
Yeah, you would, but you could. Like if in an apocalypse, which future episodes coming up, we're gonna talk about apocalypses because I'm bringing it back. I don't care.
We pick Mark for our team.
Picking Mark, he's coming and build houses for us. We want nice houses. I mean, you're gonna live in the apocalypse. You gotta have nice places
for sure.
So, I gotta pick up on that so I can bring that.
Oh, I have one too. So we'll have two nets going, two slabs.
Perfect.
We gotta have at least two nets going for apocalypse pickleball.
I'm not as useful in the apocalypse anymore because I sold my tractor. Right.
We'll just steal one from a.
No, actually, I bought another one this week. So actually, I forgot.
Tommy, where you been for 3 years, buddy? But yeah, Tom, anything of note? Like, what do you just moved because you had to move? You got a better job.
Yeah, great opportunity for me. Got some things going on that I can't really talk too much about right now, legal stuff. So we'll get into that at a future
once
date,
it's all passed. I'm sure we will for sure.
Remember when you wanted to be a cop?
I do.
Now you're running from the cops. It's awesome.
Yeah. Tommy hasn't told us yet, but he's like literally on the lam from like the feds. It's been 3 years. I think we all done good things, and there's been some stresses in life, and our kids are now older. Jeff Tyson still lives there, and our kids are 21 now. I think one of the best episodes of the Dad Challenge podcast was when the kids took it over.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The wives took it over. That was a good one too, but the kids took it over. It was really good. And we had an episode called I Hate My Effing Teenager. That was one of my favorite episodes. But like, our kids are now 21, Jeff. Yeah, so, and Jeff and I have 21-year-olds, and mine still lives out there. He does all my editing, and it's crazy how old some of our kids are. It's nuts. Isn't one of your kids, Tom, like super elite soccer player?
Yeah, she does pretty well.
Are we allowed to talk about that? Because apparently I saw her play, and she's amazing. I think she's
good.
Ryan Reynolds is looking for her.
Gonna put on Wrexham. Okay, so next segment. Okay, so that's where we were. Now, what we want to when we bring the Doodads podcast back and Doodads channel, this question I want to ask you guys: what do you want to achieve here? I know what I want to achieve, and I can tell you my idea, but this is what we want to do with this. This is great. It's not just going to be a podcast. It's going to be some videos. It's going to be some food. It's going to be some fun, some skits, some songs. Jeff, We're gonna do all the same things we had planned the Dad Challenge podcast before it switched over to Doodads. But I really want it to be a safe place for dads. So I want to tell great stories from dads all over the world, and we'll find those. Remember we had Will on who went to that party. That was funny. We interviewing really cool dudes. I think it's going to be a really good place. And we bring the dads on just because that's who we are. We want to expose good dads. We want to tell good stories, harrowing stories, hero stories, scary stories. And we want to just really talk about dad culture. And I think that's what we were trying to achieve before. And we can continue on for. What do you think, Mark?
Definitely. Like, I'm excited about, just normal stuff like barbecue and DIY and that kind of cool stuff. Like, sky's the limit.
On this end, yeah, Mark and I probably have 100 videos ready to go.
100%.
About just DIY builds and stuff like that. Be cool to take you guys down to, like, if we all can meet in New York and just find the best slice of pizza or the best sandwich or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though Jeff and his veganism.
No.
The best vegan sandwich in New York.
I hate that word.
You guys have to go listen to the old podcast. How many times we ribbed? But I got to say this, though.
The wheels have fallen off the wagon anyways.
I know. He's not a vegan anymore, and that's great. But
really?
I got to tell you this. Congrats, dude. I got to tell you this. Jeff still made food, even when he was vegan. It was so good. Jeff is a good cook. So everything he made was still amazing. It wasn't all weird granola yogurt weird stuff. So
tonight we didn't eat meat, so I can still do it.
Remember when we did the weight gain challenge and I just ate Doritos for like 5 days? It was so stupid. Jeff ate 11 pounds of sushi before he showed up to the weigh-in.
I have never
sushi
felt
sweats.
more sick in my life.
Like he won by like 10 pounds, like far and away. Nobody came. He didn't even have to eat half that stuff and he would have won. That was so funny. I was so dumb. But yeah, what do you think, Jeff? What do you want to take this? What do you think about Doodads?
Hey, when you called and said the band was getting back together, I was so pumped. For me, I just love doing this, right? So I don't know. I feel like we got to get our legs back. Mm-hmm. I feel a little bit rusty. It's not the same not sitting in the studio with you guys. I can't wait to sort of get in the groove again. I always said it was my therapy, right? Like you talk about past guests. I'm thinking about Dr. Kurt, right?
Oh, Dr. Kirk, yeah.
Dr. Kurhana, like love that guy. And some of those episodes were my favorites. So
this is
I would love to do stuff like that again.
I love that. So Jeff's like therapy of it. That's going to be good. We're going to have some good moments on here. We're going to bring some good guests on. We're going to talk about, again, dad culture, what affects dads the most. And there's a bunch out there. They're not going to do it like us. We're going to be the best. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with everything there. Hopefully meet some cool dads with some cool stories for sure. Sprinkle in some of our own. I've got some adoption, some fostering stuff, bring some awareness, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm really cool. And we're going to hear some great stories from Jeff because Jeff does the best stories.
Yeah, I can't wait for story time with Jeff.
Bag of dicks. Bag of dicks. Go listen to the first episode.
Resurrect
Bag of
that
Dick
one?
story. Bag of Dick story is like rewatching Christmas movies. We can tell that story all the time. It's great. It never gets old.
If you have not seen the Bag of Dick story or listened to it, go to the first podcast. We're going to close this podcast out, though, because it's time. It's been great. But we're going to close it out with some dad wisdom. I think it's probably a good idea at the end of our podcast to bring up some dad wisdom. We're not always going to everybody have one, but I think today, some dad wisdom. Some simple dad wisdom as being a dad, giving some advice, things that we've learned being dads for a long time. Like all of us have been dads for over 10 years, I think, right? Tom, you got 10? How old's your oldest?
11.
Yeah, so we're all over 10 years. We are tenured. Doesn't mean 10 years, but you know what I mean. But so my wisdom for the week is put your kids to bed. Make it a priority to actually put your kids to bed. I like laying down with W. I like laying down with Eth, kissing them, doing our prayers. And it's something that's really important to my daughter. Really, really important to her. Is like putting to bed is her big thing. And sometimes you can overlook it, but it's a big thing to her. And it's something that she will remember. Put your kids to bed. And I know mom wants to do it sometimes, but it's dad's thing. Yep. It should be dad's thing.
It's dad's thing in our house.
Yeah.
100%.
Mark?
Like if it's your mom's birthday, you should call her.
And here's why this is funny, because we're getting ready to do the podcast. We're just talking. Mark's like, oh shit, it's my mom's birthday. He had to call her while we're setting up. He's like, "Hey mom," he's like on his phone. He's like, "Hey mom, birthday." It was so funny.
She was
You could hear
very
her on the other
happy
end.
to have
She's
my
like,
call,
"That's
actually.
nice."
Yeah.
Did Dad take you out for fish and chips? Oh, no fish and chips this year. It was great. So that's good advice, Mark. Jeff?
My wisdom? Well, we've been trying to get this band back together for about a month now, right? We keep having days planned. Last time we had to cancel, it was my fault. And I guess my dad wisdom was if your kid needs you, you got to cancel even the fun stuff. So
Love it.
Yep.
that's what happened. I needed to deal with something. So I had to say, can't make it. Sorry about that, guys. But
Kids come first.
that's my wisdom.
That's great.
That's good. Tom, what do you think?
Kiss your wife before you go to work, and tell your kids you love them.
It's so overlooked because like my wife's love language is like the touch and stuff, and I don't like being touched. But you're right. She kiss, and if my wife, that's another thing that happened in the last 3 years. Kathy got her nursing degree from McMaster. She's now, and she's a baller nurse. Like she's good, like a nerd nurse. She's very good. But if she goes for a night shift, like she's kissing me. If I'm sleeping, she kisses me. If she never ever misses an opportunity to kiss me goodbye ever. And something you're right, Tom. I need to do better on that. That's good. It's good advice.
My grandparents were fantastic at that. I remember it.
That's because it's important. Mark, do you do that?
They were
I
good
always
at
do.
that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
always do.
Always.
Tom, you do that?
Yep. Every
I'm
day.
not good at it, guys. I'm gonna do it more. I do it, but I'm not every time.
I'm afraid I'm going to wake her up. It's like 5 a.m. I don't want to lean over and give her a kiss when I go to work. Like,
And
a little bit early.
and Kathy's always has a shower before she goes to work, so her hair is always wet, and she always hits me with her wet hair. So like it's cold, but at the same time you're like, oh, that's nice though. I got to get it because it's important to her. So, but I hear that. All right, that's good, guys. That was an excellent comeback podcast. I'm very, very excited about where we're going with this. You guys are super good looking as usual. Mark's
I am losing my hair.
best. Yeah, but Jeff,
No.
we're gonna go.
you guys-
Jeff said, "Let's do the thing." What are you talking about?
You want a turkey to get hair implants?
I want stem cells. I want somebody to give us stem cells.
You want stem cells? I don't know if I didn't know that was a
I feel
thing.
like that's better. I don't want plugs. It's ridiculous. Plugs will
But
you'll lose your
apparently
hair
looks-
behind the plugs.
That's true.
And you're going to have a line. I want somebody to take the hair that's growing out of my ears and transplant that on top of my head. Do you
a
guys
lot.
have that stuff?
I do, and it's weird, man.
Not
Look,
in the
Mark,
ears.
Why does that happen?
Oh,
look at my ears.
Oh, come on, Tom.
for sure.
Do you have
It's
any?
not that bad.
Mark's good. I have nose hair.
Yeah.
Like no.
Everybody's
Yeah,
got
lots
nose
of-
but don't you have one of those
That's- you need
things
nose
that?
You know what else happening? Is
Yeah,
I'm
I
getting
wax
long
my
eyebrows.
nose
Oh
hair.
yeah, me too.
Oh, you do? Okay. I'm getting every once in a while before I get a haircut, one of my eyebrows it'll just be super long and it'll be in my peripheral. It's just there.
Josh, you need to wax your nose hair.
Does that hurt?
You wax all of your nose hair out of your nose?
I'd like to see it on camera. Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'll try it.
You take it all out.
Yep.
Does
That's
it hurt?
not. You're not supposed
It's
to do
amazing.
that.
It's amazing.
You're not supposed to do that.
Why? Why are you supposed to?
Blowing your nose is like the greatest thing ever after that. There's just nothing
No.
to get
I'll-
caught. It
I'll
just
do a TikTok
flows,
about it.
man.
I'll do a
It's the
TikTok.
best.
No,
We'll all
but
do it together.
There's a filter. Your nose hair is supposed to be a filter. They are. That's a true thing.
Jeff's like being serious. Tom's laughing. No, you
I'm
need
serious.
filter. You need where's
You need the
yeah, because
filter.
your boogers are all going to be like you need to. It needs to capture the
the
dust.
best.
No, not the boogers. It's the dust you're breathing in. You want it to get stuck in the snot. That's what makes boogers.
Exactly. I knew that. Check this.
Now you're making dust boogers in your lungs.
But you don't have unseemly nose hair, which
Yeah.
I mean I'm
that's right.
for.
I just pull out the straggly ones. That's
So
all.
here's what we're gonna do. Maybe on an episode we're all gonna get those things. I guess you put in the
No.
Q-tips and stick them. Let's do it, Jeff. Challenge.
I'll do my ears. You can stick
Okay.
them in my ears.
All right, we'll do
Yeah.
the ears.
Because you don't
All right,
need
guys.
you don't need hair filtering your ears.
This is awesome. Guys, thank you for being here again. If you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening, please give us a 5-star review on a podcast. We love you here. We want all your suggestions of what we should be talking about. If you know a dad out there who's like done something cool, has a great story, we'd love to hear from it. In our comment section below on YouTube, make sure you leave a suggestion of what we should be talking about next week. Pop culture, if anything's happening. You can reach us at Doodads TV on Instagram. That's where it's generally the best place to get rid of us, to find us, or Doodads. I think it's Doodads Forever, actually. It's Doodads Forever on all the platforms. And if you want to email us, it's doodadstv@gmail.com for now until we get a real website. But we want to hear from you. And guys, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the little bell on all these notifications because you want to be here because we're funny. And Jeff's hot. Is what it is.
It's awesome. Thanks for doing this again.
Guys.
Thanks, dudes. You're amazing. I love you.
Right on.